Alright, Shalom, disciple of Yahawashi, giving all praises, all the glory to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Alright, salutations to the hopeful elect scattered throughout the four corners of this earth, and to the brothers and sisters pushing this truth, this word in sincerity, according to the words of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. All this lesson, we're continuing, man. Practically going continuous. This is Matthew chapter 7 now. We're going to be going over it. We're going to be reading it. They got Matthew 4, 5, 6 in the playlist. This Matthew chapter 7 because they all link together, man. So let's go. This is Matthew 7 and 1. Judge not that ye be not judged. Right? I was about to explain it to you. Verse 2. For with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged. So it's saying, you know what? Let's get this definition of judge. It's saying don't judge unless you want to be judged, right? Hey, matter of fact, do let the Bible, right? This is Matthew 7. Judge real quick. To separate, put asunder, to pick out, select, choose, to approve, to esteem, to prefer, to be of opinion, deem, think, to be of opinion. Right? So he says, for what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged. Right? So you trying to right here to be judged, someone to trial that cause one to examine and judgment pass upon. So right, saying that you're trying to judge a brother or judge a scenario between who is right and who is wrong, right? Which is the case of most, damn near all the stuff, right? It says, be careful, man. You gotta be careful. Be very careful. It says, for with judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged, and with what measure you meet, it shall be measured to you again. Point in case. Let's go to 1 Samuel, man. Damn, I linked up beautifully. 1 Samuel, I think the 11th chapter, when King David committed adultery, right? Hold on, man. When King David committed adultery, he was off, right? Let me see. Damn. No, it's man, I'm just about to save it here. Keep up with me. Keep up with me. To the spirit. Listen, read. It is 2 Samuel. Keep up, man. Because hear what it says. This is powerful. For with what judgment you judge, you shall be judged. I mean, what measure you meet, it shall be measured to you again. Which is true. So you gotta be careful how you judge scenarios, situation, brothers. Cause you don't know, you might be doing the same thing. Or you do in a different area. You might be doing the same thing in a different area. So be careful. That's why you gotta examine yourself. Now this is King David committed adultery, right? And we're gonna see what's going on right here. This is 2 Samuel 11 and let me see. Let's see. Damn. Is it 13? Oh, 12. Let's try 12. It's there. I'm gonna get to it. Okay, so after King David committed adultery, the Lord wasn't happy with him because you can't. That's wicked. It's 2 Samuel 12:1, and the Lord sent Nathan unto David, and he came unto him and said unto him, there were two men in one city, the one rich and the other poor. Now, for King David to understand what he had done, Nathan is giving him an example, right? Now hear it, verse 2. The rich man had exceeding many flocks and herds. 3. But the poor man had nothing save one little ewe lamb, which he had bought and nourished up, and it grew up together with him and with his children. It did eat of his own meat, and drank of his own cup, and lay in his bosom, and was unto him as a daughter. Verse 4. And there came a traveler unto the rich man, and he spared to take of his own flock and of his own herd to dress for the wayfaring man that was come unto him, but took the poor man's lamb and dressed it for the man that was come to him. Yeah, keep in mind, the rich man got all type of lambs and all type of stuff, but this poor man only got one lamb, and he raised it, and and these two, the rich man is King David, who got all type of, he got concubines and different wives, but the poor man is Uriah, who only had his wife. He's giving you the comparison, a parable, verse 5. And David's anger was greatly kindled against the man, and he said to Nathan, against the man, which man? The rich man, it says, the rich man who took the poor man's lamb. But David angry against the rich man when he didn't know he was referring to himself. He said, and David anger was greatly kindled against the man, and he said to Nathan, as the Lord liveth, the man that has done this thing shall surely die. That's why you got to be careful when you judge, because even though you might not be, you might be judging a brother for something, that shit is off. Well, you might be doing the same thing. That was the situation with David right here. Verse 6. And he shall restore the lamb fourfold, because he did this thing and because he had no pity. Verse 7. And Nathan said to David, thou art the man. So David didn't know, but he was too busy trying to be the judge of the scenario that Nathan gave him. He ain't trying to examine himself to see this is where you got to be careful. This is where mercy is there and grace is there. Alright, it says, thus saith the Lord of Israel, and anointed thee king over Israel, and I delivered thee out of the hand of Saul. Verse 8. And I gave thee thy master's house and thy master's wives, he had more than one, into thy bosom, and gave thee the house of Israel and of Judah. And if thou had been too little, I would moreover have given unto thee such and such things. So the Lord would have given you more, man. Verse 9. Wherefore hast thou despised the commandment of the Lord to do evil in his sight? Thou hast killed Uriah the Hittite with the sword. So that blood came unto David's hand. He set it up. You have to read that. It was a gruesome setup. It says, and has taken his wife to be thy wife, and has slain him with the sword of the children of Ammon. But when you read down, the Lord forgave David. He killed the baby. The baby got taken. But that's the point. You got to be careful. That's just to bring up that real quick to the spirit. Verse 3. This is back at Matthew 7 and 3. And why beholdest the mote that is in thy brother's eye, but considerest that the beam that is in thy own eye? Let's get that old definition real quick. Quick definitions of mote and beam. It's practically the same thing. Supposed to be. Let's see if I'm wrong. Mote, a tiny piece of substance. Beam, a long sturdy piece of square timber or metal spanning an opening of. I think this is a bigger piece of substance, in other words. So, and why beholdest the mote that is in thy brother's eyes, but considerest not the beam that is in thy own eyes? So you're looking at that little thing, Meanwhile, you're dealing over here with a big situation with yourself. Right? Verse 4. Or how wilt thou say to thy brother, let me pull out the mote of thine eye, because a mote is smaller, and behold, a beam is in thine own eye, and you got the biggest beam. It's just things to think upon and to examine yourself with. That's all it is. Verse 6. Give not that which is holy unto the dogs, neither cast ye your pearls before swine, lest they trample them under their feet, and turn again and rend you. Verse 7. Ask, and what you ain't supposed to, the dogs, is like another term for unworthy or the other nations. Right? Mainly the other nations. When you look at dog, mainly through the scriptures is referring to the other nations. But dogs is like, why would you give your pearls to give something holy to dog? The holy is these scriptures, this knowledge, right? Or even anything like, for example, something that, like, for example, a secret. And I'm not talking about not like no wicked secret, like something you're just going through, right? It says, lest they trample under their feet, like it might not be nothing to them, so they will trample it under their feet and turn again and rend you. That's what that's talking about. Verse 7. Ask and it shall be given to you. Seek and you shall find. Knock and it shall be opened unto you. And the wisdom and the knowledge and understanding you want is right there. A closed mouth don't get fed. You know, that's why the Lord wants us to talk to him, cry back to him. You know, Salakia. You know, verse 8. For everyone that asks it, receive it, and he that seeketh, find it, and to him that knocketh, it shall be open. Verse 9. Or what man is there of you, whom if his son asks bread, will he give him a stone? Right. Or if he asks a fish, will he give him a serpent? Right. 11. If ye then being evil know how to give good gifts unto your children, right? So you wicked, but you know how to treat your children right. Verse 11. How much more shall your Father which is in heaven give good things to them that ask him? You know, so at the end of the day, anything you're going through, anything that you need, you pray to the Lord, because the Lord knows it. And your Father is good. A wicked man knows to treat his son. You imagine the Lord up in heaven. That's what it's saying. Right? Matthew 7 and 12. Therefore, all things whatsoever ye would that men should do to you, do ye even so to them. For this is the law and the prophets. So it's saying, what you wish a man to do to you, like how you wish to be treated, you treat people like that. That's a simple concept, right? And this is what Israel needs to be reading about. You know, like, you don't see, like, man, I'm gonna continue. Anyways, verse 13. Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the way. The straight gate is the scriptures, Yahawashi, his words, what he told you to do. He says that leadeth to destruction, and many there be go in thereat. The narrow, he says, the broad is the way that leadeth to destruction. The broad way is everything else besides the way Yahawashi told you to live. Alright, verse 14. You see how big that is? Verse 14. Because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. Didn't Yahawashi say, I am the truth? Alright, let me get that. Alright. Let me get this in the King James Version. This is how you know, like, this is the way. This is a straight gate. Yahawashi is a straight gate. That's why you gotta read. You can't be, like, you gotta read. Salaki, I need to express that. You gotta read. It's John 14 and 6. Yahawashi said unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. Alright? Verse 15. Beware of false prophets which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. So you gotta look out for that. False prophets. You know, and a false prophet is not going to tell you they're a false prophet. A false prophet is not. They're not coming out here saying, yo, I'm a false prophet, look at me. You gotta look for it. What he telling me to do is according to the scriptures. And that's plain out and simple. Because they coming in sheep's clothing. You gotta look for it, man. That's what you gotta read. This is important. This is what you got to read, man. This is where you can't put trust in man. You have to read. Because it says beware of false prophet. How you gonna beware if you ain't know what you're looking for? Right? Verse 16. You shall know them by their fruits. Meaning their actions. What they put out. How they act. How they move. You know? And also primarily meaning they're literally their fruits, brothers who they bring into the truth. Alright, it says, do men gather grapes of thorns, right, and figs of thistles? No. Verse 17. Even so every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. 18. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. So somebody who is a good tree can do nothing bad, and somebody who's a corrupt tree can do nothing good. 19. Every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. 20. Wherefore by their fruits you shall know them. You know, and the fruits is also the words that you're putting out there, man. This is what Yahawashi tell you how to move in a certain way. You treat your neighbor like yourself. Is you turning the right cheek? Is you know, stuff like that. Like, are you moving correctly? Verse 21. Now everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, But he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven. And I went over this in a previous little lesson. But he that doeth, I'm gonna just get the will one time. John 6 chapter. Alright. Hold on. Hold on, let me get it. I'm losing it. Let me get it in my script. Hold on. Give me one moment. One moment. Yeah, it's in John 6. It's cool. John 6 and 39. And this is the Father's will which hath sent me, that of all which he had given me I shall lose nothing, but should raise it up again at the last day. 40. And this is the will of him that sent me, that everyone which seeth the Son and believeth on him may have everlasting life, and I will raise him up in the last day. Right? So you gotta believe in Yahawashi. And with believing in Yahawashi, you believe in what he teaches. Alright? And you're following what he teaches. Now let's read the next verse. It says, verse 22. Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name? So yeah, like I said in the previous session, it's great to prophesy, man. But you gotta teach, you gotta feed the sheep, you gotta teach them more than how to move. Teach them the stuff that Yahawashi taught the multitude. That's going back to Matthew 5 and 6 and throughout all the scriptures. Right? That's when he told you how to move, man. It says, and in thy name done many wonderful works. It said, and in thy name have cast out devils, and in thy name done many wonderful works. Right. So they're gonna have men who says this, because men feel like they're just prophesying every day, or America is gonna be destroyed, this society is going down, which is the truth. Don't get me wrong. That is the truth. You gotta keep it a balance though. You gotta preach repentance. The kingdom is at hand. Yo, tell them how to actually conduct themselves going about in life. Cause that's where a lot of gang wars is happening, if y'all brothers don't realize. A gang wars, all this shooting is happening is because they're not following the ways Yahawashi tell them to operate. Are you telling them that? Verse 23. And then will I profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity. Simple and plain, man. So yo, keep that a balance when you're out there pushing the word. Verse 24. Therefore whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man which built his house upon a rock. That's what he was. This is how you know what he was talking about. The sayings he was saying. When you read this way, you gotta read Matthew 5 and 6. He was saying a lot of stuff. He was like, dang, he's saying. Even when he starts off in Matthew 7, judge not that ye be not judged. He's saying these things so you could know how to move. Right? So he's closing it up now. Therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man which built his house upon a rock. 25. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, meaning tribulation, and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. Yahawashi is the rock. Hey boy. Verse 36. And everyone that heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them not shall be likened unto a foolish man. So you hear what he told you to do, but you ain't doing them. Right? Which built his house upon the sand. Verse 27. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house, and it fell, and great was the fall of it. And it came to pass, when Yahawashi had ended these sayings, the people were astonished at his doctrine, meaning teaching. Verse 29. But he taught them as one having authority, and not as a scribe. You know, then that's it for the Matthew 7. Lord willing, more to come. Hope this was edifying to the spirit and power. Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Shalom, peace and grace and peace be unto your brothers pushing this truth and sincerity. All praise to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Shalom.